Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast. Hello, 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 hello. It is wonderful to be able to connect with you. Wonderful to say hi. How are you? What's going on with you? Good morning, Dorian. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. For those of you who will be live, yes, yes, yes. Let's do it. Let's do it for those who will hashtag it and replay it. I love it. I love it. For those who will be on, I don't know you on. I might not never know you on. Do what it is that works for you. For those of you who will be used by Papa at some point and time. And let's see what this says. Connection is unstable. Twanda, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for being used. Papa Judith, good morning. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for being used. So, this morning we're going to jump right in and talk about breakthrough. Breakthrough demands a radical departure from some habits. Breakthrough. In order to break through, in order for something, to receive something that changes the course of our life going forward. So breakthrough is something that changes the course of your life going forward and ensures that things will never be the same for you again. Naomi, good morning. Good morning. Good morning and welcome. Something that changes the course of our life going forward and ensures that things will never be the same again for us. That's breakthrough defined. In order to get that, in order to get something, in order to have our lives changed in a way that we don't recognize, we have got to have a radical departure from some habits, right? So we have to look at the habits, see what works for us, what isn't working, what habits are standing in the way of our radical change. What habits do we have that has the potential to keep us limited, stuck, confined to what we already have? Look, beloved, you already know what you got. You already know what you already have. Why not try for something different? If what you have is no longer satisfying, if what you have is no longer working, if what you have is no longer sufficient, then it sounds like to me that means it's time to do something different. It's time to go for something different. It's time to be positioned and ready and available for adjustment. Good morning, Letitia. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. It's time to be available for adjustment if what we have already isn't working. Now, in order to get a breakthrough in any area of our life, it doesn't matter what it is, in any area, pick your area that you might need a breakthrough in. Pick your area. In order to get that breakthrough, it demands a radical departure from some habits that got you into that place in the beginning, right? We don't just end up somewhere, we habituate ourselves to those places, right? We don't just we don't wake up and then all of a sudden we're there. And like, how did I get there? Our habits got us there. Our habits of emoting get us, it dictates how our relationships are with ourselves and with other people. Our habits of engagement determine the types of relationships we have, right? Our friend groups, those who we have access to and who have access to us. Um, so breakthrough, it demands a radical departure from some habits. And I want to read again, actually, what breakthrough represents. Something that changes the course of our life going forward and ensures that things will be never be the same again. So that's we're defining breakthrough in that way. Something that changes. A breakthrough is something that changes the course of our life going forward and ensures that things will never be the same again. Ensures that it would never be the same again. What in your life do you want to ensure will never be the same again? What in your life do you want to ensure? For me, it's the being back at 300 anything. Like, I literally don't ever want to be above. When I finally get under the 200s, I don't ever want to be above the 200s. But I absolutely don't ever want to be past 220. I don't ever want to enter the 220 anythings, right? The 230s, I just don't. Once I get down and am able to maintain that level. So it takes radical departure from some habits in order for me to get down, and I'm still working on it. I haven't broke through of the 200s yet. I haven't. So that means for me, my habits aren't radical enough, or I don't know, because they were pretty radical. they were pretty radical. Um but they need to be sustained. So it demands a radical departure from some habits. They were radical, and then I went back to some habits. So I've got to continue in that, continue leaning in that, and continue until I get to my destination, till I get to the destination. So it's radical enough to get me where it got me, but not radical enough to get me all the way to where I want to go, which means I've got to revisit my habits. Good morning, Ray. Good morning. Welcome. Sherry Naylor, good morning. Welcome. Which means I must revisit my habits and increase the radical in it, right? So, what in your life are you looking to change? Where do you want to say, oh, that'll never be again? That way will never be. That way of thinking, that way of being, that way of engagement, that way of emoting, that won't ever be again. Where do you want to say that? So I'm inviting you to radical change, beloved. I'm inviting you to decide where you need radical change. What area of your life would you like to see drastically changed? What area of your life would you like to see shifted, adjusted, um, powerfully? What area? And when you discover that area, when you discover that area, um, what habits, it's going to be time to look at the habits. So figure out the area, right? Identify the area where you desire radical change, where you desire a breakthrough, actually. Identify the area where you desire a breakthrough. Then you had to identify the habits that keep you at the level where you are. Then you must devise a plan to depart from those habits. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. So that's the plan for the week. That's the plan for the week. Something that changes the course of our life going forward and ensures that things will never be the same. So this is radical change, breakthrough. A breakthrough is something that changes the course of our life going forward, and it ensures that things will never be the same. That's a breakthrough. Something that changes the life of the course of our life going forward, and ensures that things will never be the same again. That things will never be the same. So what do you want? What do you want to commit? It's available. We know it. So many people have lived life and have had breakthroughs in their lives. Good morning, Levon. Good morning, sis. Right. So many have had breakthroughs. So a breakthrough is something that changes the course of our life going forward, and it ensures that things will never be the same again. Where do you need breakthrough, beloved? It's available. It is available. Check out those habits. Make a commitment to you to put those habits on notice that you don't get to stay. You don't get to keep me here. You don't get to imprison me. You don't get to. So check out those habits and then put those puppies on notice. And then it goes on to say most of what a breakthrough requires. Most of it, I'm going to type that as well. Most of what a breakthrough requires is for us to have the courage and the bravery to stop. Mm, mm, Wait till you see this. To stop settling. Look, most. But let's put this on there. Most of what breakthrough requires is for us to have the courage and the bravery to stop settling for second best. Look, if our soul is inviting us, if our soul is saying we need a breakthrough, if our soul is saying that we need a breakthrough, that we need something that changes the course of our life going forward to ensure that things will never be the same, then in order for that to happen, it requires for us to have the courage and the bravery to stop settling for second best. When it was time for me to leave my job, to remain was settling for second best. Even though I enjoyed my job, I thoroughly enjoyed my family, my work family, right? I enjoyed the pay and the assurities, the guarantees of a biweekly check with insurance and all of those kinds of things. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed my space. It was a lovely space with just profound. Even and Levon, you would have loved the space. One day I'm gonna have to show you the picture, but my wall just had the words of life all over it, and so All of those things were working for me. But when Papa said it's time for you to go, it required me to have the courage and the bravery to stop settling for what had become second best. See, beloved, what is second best? You got to pay attention, because what is now second best may not always have been second best. At a point in time, it was my first, it was my primary, it was the best, it was the first best until it became the second best. It was. Good morning, Bryn. Good morning, sis. It was the first best until it became the second best. Right? And so that's what we got to pay attention to. Are we living out from our second best? Have we not even considered that there is a first best? That what was the first best has now become the second best, right? And so we're not paying attention, so we're still living into the second best when Papa has a new, an adjusted best for us to change the trajectory. Because the thing of it is Papa can't give us the whole vision at the beginning, because we would bail. We would bail, right? We would bail. Amen. Amen. Yes, we would bail. It would not bode well for us. So look, I'm inviting us to be a present, to hear our intuition, to listen to what our soul is saying to us, to honor the soul's cry. Yes, yes, Levon. Thank you, sis. It's time to live into our first best. When God calls you to go, it requires you to stop settling for second best. This may require you to consider that your first best is now second best. Thank you, Letitia. This may require us to consider that what has been our first best has turned into a second best, and that there's another opportunity, another offer, another better, right? Another opportunity available. Sometimes we get so comfortable. I was comfortable. I worked in Wayne County Community College District for 36 years. Y'all know I was comfortable. I could do that job with my eyes closed, hands tied behind my back, and still produce. It didn't take a lot of imagination, energy, or effort. I was making things up. I mean, and it was a good thing because I was servicing the nursing students as their advisor. So yeah, I could make things up. I was like, well, let me offer them this tool. Let me create this workshop for them. Let me create this training for them. They needed different kind of workshops to do remediation. So I got an opportunity to teach them, time management and organization, all kinds of different skills that they would need. But most of all, I got an opportunity to pour into their soul, because if they came to me in a remediation, it was because they missed enough classes that they were at risk of being put out of the program. Not on my watch. You can do this. You got this. What is it? Because they would come beaten down. They would come struggling. They would come because this was their life's dream. Oh, this is so powerful. This was their life's dream. And Papa had them to come across my path. Thank you, Papa. I appreciate that vote of confidence. It was their life's dream, and they had run into a hiccup, and they needed a radical change in their habits in order to make it through. I had enough belief in their possibility for them to be able to come up out of. For some people to get to the point of remediation, that already meant that they had given up, but not on my watch. It's possible. It is possible. What do you need to do in order to make this change to end up with this RN behind your name? What do you need? And so I would have them to start off by just envisioning that start off by envisioning themselves being pinned as a nurse. Just see it, recognize it. I was doing visualizations before I even realized the benefit of visualizations. Look, I'm just having all kind of revelations while I'm talking to you this morning. I realized what Papa has been doing. I'm realizing what Papa has been doing all along. He was giving me glimpses of this space. He was giving me early insights, early glimpses into where I would live, what I would lean into, what would become my norm, right? Because, I started talking about visualizations as if it was new for me, but now talking out loud, I realized I had the nursing students doing visualizations. I retired in 2019. That was before I launched into any of this new world. And I'm thinking this stuff is new. So I'm just having a revelation while I'm talking out loud. I need to sit down. None of this stuff is new. Like none of it is new. It seems like a lot of this stuff started happening when I joined the Lisa Nichols camp. No, I became aware of it. I became conscious of it. I became very intentional about it. But I'm realizing that Papa had it sprinkled in all along the way. All along the way it was sprinkled in, and I was doing it. This is powerful. This is powerful. I'm going to have to sit down and sit with this and look at this a little bit closer. I love revelation. I love insight. Your life's dream will run into hiccups. When that happens, you will need a radical change. Amen. I love that. Yes. When it happens, you will need a radical change. And you know what? You are that radical change. And I want to remind you again that in order to get that breakthrough, it requires for us to have the courage and the bravery to stop settling for second best. Where are you settling, beloved? Where are you settling? Where are you settling? This is an opportunity for you to not settle for second best. All right, beloved, radical change is the order of the day. Radical change is the conversation of the week. Breakthrough with the breakthrough by the vehicle of radical change. Thank you for being on with me this morning. I love you. I appreciate you. For those who will be on later, thank you for engaging, hashtagging it and replaying it. At the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, we relinquished, we gave up the right to not be amazing. You and I, we don't have that right. We forfeited it. So don't settle for second best. Only accept the best of the best for you, for your life. We're waiting on that. We're depending on you to believe enough in you to have the courage to go for first best. All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. I forgot my stuff. Settling God's best is available now. Yes. Thank you. Look, if you want to join, I am teaching a course starting tomorrow. Nothing to lose, nothing to hide, nothing to defend, and nothing to protect. Nothing to lose, nothing to hide, nothing to prove. Nothing to prove, nothing to hide, nothing to defend, and nothing to protect. If you find yourself in that, doing that kind of thing where you are defending your ideas and protecting your life secrets, if you find yourself using energy in those ways and it does not serve you, right? That does not serve us, then I am inviting you. To join me tomorrow. So I'm going after the link right now so I can put it in the chat. It's called the Freedom Series. Nothing to prove, right? You and I, we don't have anything to prove, nothing to prove. Okay. So here's the link for those of you who are interested in joining me tomorrow. Click on the link and register. And I will see you tomorrow. It's from 7 to 8:30. Nothing to prove, nothing to hide, nothing to defend, nothing to protect, right? Living from that place. Now, that does come from Lisa Nichols Camp. That does come from the Lisa Nichols Camp. And remember, you are invited to be a donor. You are invited to be a donor. And thank you for those. We have some recent new donors, Debbie Kokolo. Yay, Debbie! And Brenda Voris. And Brenda Voris. Yes, yes, yes. I am so Debbie and Aaron Kokolo and Brenda Voris have joined the ranks, and the Jameses, Kim James, Amanda James, and Kim James Senior and Junior. Now, why it took them so long? Because I just be moving and doing, and things be available, and it just be escaping me. So I want to remind us how we do that, how we join, how we become a part of the movement, and that's adding more love into the world. And that benefits us to add more love into the world. So if we go to the website, click on More Love Please, and then right here it tells us how to be in action. So I invite you to be in radical action. This is a way that we can be in radical action, adding more love into the world. We're looking to get 100 people by December the 25th, a Christmas gift to the universe, a Christmas gift to God's creation, that 100 people will be focused on adding more love first into their own personal world, and then advancing the rest of the world, loving the rest of the world, helping us collectively to do it. All right. At the moment Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, we relinquished, we gave up the right to not be amazing. Almost forgot the announcements. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.